5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Day 7 of National Podcast Post Month here on the Odd Dad Out Podcast. And if you're playing along at home, this means that no, I was not able to do the regular weekly episode today because I'm still sick. And I actually, if you're paying attention to the timing that this is dropping, I'm not at work today. Basically because I really shouldn't have gone in last night. And if you're one of those people that were listening last night, you caught on that sick as a dog, and I still went to work. And yeah, that was a huge mistake. It was really a case of, I've just been taking so many days off for other things lately that I was like, no, I'll deal with it. I'll tough through it. And oh man, that hurt. I was dying all night. Just from the moment I got in, it was just everybody, as soon as I started talking, like, oh man, you're dead. You are like, wow. Why didn't you call in? I'm like, because I'm the one who calls in all the time. I'm the one who gets sick all the time. And so it just sucks because, stuff like this happens and I get sick, and I feel bad because I get sick so much more often than everybody else in the office. And I end up calling in more, or I have family stuff that happens. Stuff happens with the boys, or stuff happens with Rihanna that, I have to stay home. And so I end up coming in or calling in or out, however you want to phrase it. But I end up missing more work than anybody else, and it sucks. The one thing I will say is that I don't usually use my sick days. I don't use my sick pay for most of those days. I usually only use it if, like today, I'm actually sick. Or if I'm sick for extended periods of time, I'll put in for it, because it's one of those, I can't afford to miss multiple days in a week, But yeah, man, last night was painful. All I can say is I'm glad I was not the lead tech last night, because I was hurting. And if I had to be the one driving from job to job, I'd have been just dead. I'd have crashed into something. My head was pounding. I went into work. I already had a fever by that point. I knew I had a fever. And it was just beating me up so bad. And all I could think was just, ow. My head was pounding, and then I was burning up, but it was cold. I was just, that where you've got a fever and you can feel like you're burning up, but you've also got the chills and all that. I had all that shit going on. And, like I've said before, I work until the wee hours of the morning. And the thing about having a job where you work out in the field and you work in a team is that I can't just leave. I get to, we're out in the field, I can't just leave. I can't go back to the shop. It's like, okay, yeah, well, we're here at a job site. It's like, if I take the van and go back and leave, how is he going to get out? How is he going to get back, or whatever, stuff like that. So, I basically had to tough through it all night and didn't get home till about 3 a.m, which sucks. It's pain in the ass on normal days, but gee, when it's, a day like that where I'm just in pain from being sick and, nose running and coughing and hacking and sneezing and body aches and the fever and the headaches and all of that, just, ugh, I was so over it, and I so did not want to be. I really was regretting going into work very soon after the night started. And even like some of the other guys were like, "Oh, you're like, you're not going to be in tomorrow, are you?" I was like, "Hell no." When I got back to the office last night, I was like, "No, I put in my little sick day form already. I texted my boss, I'm not coming in tomorrow or today, whatever, because he wouldn't get it until this morning anyway. But I basically texted him, I was like, I am way too sick. I can't come in. And I was like, I shouldn't have come in last night. I was way too sick. So, and so he got that, first thing in the morning. But man, I was just, when I drove home, I stopped at Walmart on my way home and grabbed like orange juice and Emergency, and I got those little like vitamin C drop things. They're kind of like cough drops, but they're just loaded with vitamin C. Sprite and Ensure, because through this whole thing, I haven't had an appetite. Mostly on account of the sinus infection thing in the beginning, because it makes my throat burn. And so I can't taste anything. And so I have no appetite coming off of that. And so I had no appetite. And, when I would eat, nothing would taste right. I wouldn't really be able to taste anything. And so I just wouldn't eat. And, you're not going to get any better if you're not eating. And you can't really take any medication on an empty stomach, because if you do, then it just screws with your whole system. And, I've dealt with that so many times where, like if you ever take like NyQuil or the Theraflu liquid, it's basically just like NyQuil. If you take that stuff on an empty stomach, that is just a recipe for digestive trouble. And that's basically what I was left with, stomach churning, bloating, side effects of bloating. And so, yeah, I loaded myself up on so much stuff. But I got a pack of Ensure, because unlike most people, I actually like Ensure. As far as all of those meal replacement supplement, whatever the hell's, I actually like Ensure. I don't like any of the other versions. I don't like Boost or anything. And I say that because I used to get them when I was trying to bulk up for the Army way back in the day. But I got a thing of Ensure, and I've just been, I've been eating because I've kind of got my taste back. That was the other thing, man. Yesterday, I didn't have my first coffee. I did not have my first coffee until I went to work, and I couldn't taste it. And that was just, felt like shameful. Ugh. I didn't even finish it. I only drank like half of my cup of coffee, or my big like 30-ounce thermos that I take of coffee to work. But yeah, I couldn't even taste it. I didn't listen to any podcasts last night. I am so far behind on this week's listening. And I was just, I was hurting. Like I said, I didn't have any coffee. I didn't listen to any podcasts. I just sat there, passenger seat, working when I had to work, but between job sites, sitting there, trying to rest or sleep or whatever I could between buildings. We drive across town or whatever. But man, it was not a fun night. And so today was also not so much a fun day, but I'm feeling improved now that I'm medicated and have, so much stuff in my system. I think I've taken about enough vitamin C today to, actually sprout an orange tree out of my ass. But, hey, it's what I need, and I really should. It's one of those things that, especially this time of year when I know I always end up getting sick, that I need to be taking better care of myself. I need to be, upping my vitamin C, drink the orange juice, take the vitamins, do all of the things. I need to be doing those things, because this time of year I get I'm super prone to getting sick. And so, it bites me in the ass when I try and do things like this, or even just trying to keep up on normal release schedule. But I think I'll be all right. Get back on schedule. I should have the main show up tomorrow. Hopefully. Hopefully by tomorrow I'm not in so much, I've got the body aches so bad, and especially when you got two little boys that just want to jump and play and when I'm laying on the couch, they want to lay with me, except they want to lay like on me, elbows buried in my chest or chin buried in my chest or something like that. When you've got like whole body aches, that's not fun. It's just not. I felt bad because I was like, nope, you have to get off me. And they did not appreciate me telling them they couldn't lay down with me today. So that sucked. But yeah, I'm hoping tomorrow it's all at least that element, and I'm at least somewhere back to feeling human again. But I think that's enough of my Adam's sickness rambling for today. If you want to catch up on all of the rest of this stuff, you can follow me on the Facebook and the Instagram and the Twitter thingy, all at OddDadOut. Ooh, sorry for the sniffles. Or email me, show@oddadoutpodcast.com. Yes, I realize I've been mildly inconsistent with the official email and the old one, just because I, 2.5 years of having one email and then switching it up when I got the big new fancy website. So yeah, show@oddadoutpodcast.com. I had something else, I'm sure, but I'm still in kind of that I'm sick brain fog. But I should be able to have the main show back up tomorrow. And so hopefully I will see you then.